joining us for another edition of News in Depth. I am Rameshri Jairam. We begin tonight with some sad news from the city. Albeit young man under police guard at Woodlands Hospital, suspected to be involved in the murder of a taxi driver.
One of the suspects in the murder of Kelvin Walters, a taxi driver who was shot dead last night at Eccles on the east bank of the Demerara, was arrested by the police last night. The suspect, Devon Williams, checked in at the Woodlands Hospital claiming that he was involved in an accident. He is being treated for a broken pelvis, a torn tendon, and muscles on the left leg. Kelvin managed to slam into the shooter's motorcycle, causing them to fall on the roadway. It is believed that the suspect was injured during the murder. Police sources told this newscast that the suspect's hands were swabbed for gunpowder residue. At the scene last night, a Taurus 9mm pistol with 14 live rounds were retrieved along with motorcycle CJ 2686 and is now lodged at the Providence Police Station. There are reports that Walters was on his way to his Parfitt Harmony West Bank Demerara home when gunmen opened fire on him. Walters was with his reputed wife and 5-year-old daughter in his car when the incident occurred. They were not injured during the shooting. At the hospital, relatives and friends struggled to come to terms with his death.
It's when Singapore.
While the motive is unclear at this point, this newscast understands that Walters was one of the witnesses in the Kaichur News grenade throwing incident which occurred in 2015. 3 men involved in that matter are slated for a trial in the High Court. It is believed that the arrested suspect is related to Leroy Williams, who is on trial for the incident. Devon Williams remains on the police guard at the Woodlands Hospital. The police are in search for the other suspect who fled the scene. He is said to be the son of a policewoman.
Shake-up in Police B Division catches many by surprise. Let's take a look at this report. The Guyana Police Force has made changes to the top brass of the force in B Division, with the Deputy Commander and other senior officers who have been reposted. The shake-up comes as a surprise to many Barbicians who have built great relationships with the officers. So far, 3 senior officers in the region have been posted to different positions, effective Monday, January 22nd. Senior Superintendent Wendy Hart, who served as Deputy Commander in the division, is one of the officers, and he has been posted to Subdivision 3 in Region 5. He has already taken up that post, which was previously headed by Assistant Superintendent Davidson. DeHart was being investigated by the force for misplaced cocaine, while he was serving at another division. Now Senior Superintendent Philip Azur will now occupy his post as Deputy Commander. Meanwhile, Superintendent Budnarain Prasad will head the operations room at the Central Police Station. This move has been met with surprising reactions by many from the religious community, whom he worked along with to reduce crime in the No. 2 subdivision, which he headed for over a year. Superintendent Mahindra Singh will take over from Prasad to head the No. 2 division. In an invited comment, Commander Paul Langevin, who was reluctant to speak initially, stated that this decision was taken by the hierarchy of the force and has to be adhered to. When we return, mother in search of 11-year-old daughter who has been missing for almost 2 years. Stay with us.
Hey, looky there. Let me go techie boots.
Boots? No, man. I ain't gonna get locked up thief in a big stinky 30 second boots. Plus, it can be more cheaper online. And don't got my favorite color, pink. Let me go on.
Online shopping. Cheaper, faster, better. Passback.
Caribbean rice from the lush rice fields of Guyana straight to your home. Caribbean Rice. Our people, our rice.
Complete overhaul of New Amsterdam Hospital morgue underway, according to Regional Health Officer Javon Stevens.
Morgues at the New Amsterdam and Skeldon hospitals never stopped working, but were affected by low voltage, which led to some amount of decomposition of a corpse. During an interview with this newscast, the Regional Health Officer Javon Stevens explained that the body in question was unidentified and left at the morgue for almost 2 weeks before the family claimed it.
The person came in and died subsequently. The person that brought him in left him there. And the body was there from the 30th of December to the 11th of January. During the time, we had the morgue on and off for a few times. So we were only able to release the body when the brother turned up on the 11th of January. At that time, because of on and off, and when you go on and off, it's basically because of GPL power surge. When it's a low voltage, it kicks the mortuary out from time to time. The body was a bit decomposed, not completely decomposed. For that, I apologize, and we will do whatever it is in our control to keep improving health services in this region.
Relatives of Rabindranath Ramnaresh shared their horror at the sight of their loved one, who they said was badly decomposed and could not be viewed by persons during the funeral. In an effort to ensure better service, the mortuary at the New Amsterdam Hospital has been closed for rehabilitation works.
So it will be down for about 4 to 5 days, and in the interim, once bodies have to be sent out, we'll be sending them to a private parlour. And if it's within 48 hours, health services will be taking charges for those bodies. But to constantly improve in our system, we don't want this to be repeated any time. So we pulled down the mortuary completely, starting this morning. And by Wednesday of next week, we have it back on functioning at 100%. All 12 compartments will be functioning fully. So as to ensure that these things don't happen again.
A man's beer.
I would have taken that bullet for him. Here again is Tracy Can.
Mary Jagdeo had it all: a wonderful husband, great kids, and a budding career. But it all came crashing down after her husband was murdered senselessly. Daniel Jagdeo was a 36-year-old businessman of Williamsburg who was robbed and gunned down while plying his trade as a phone card vendor on the quarantine by armed bandits.
I know I'm not to blame God for it, but why me, why us? It's okay, a good life wasn't meant for me. He never did anything to hurt anybody, or, we tried our best to live. He lived for his family. Every single thing was about us.
It was his wife who rushed him to the hospital, where her worst fears were confirmed. The love of her life and the protector of their family was gone forever.
If I was with him that day, I would even take a bullet for him, because he was full of so much life. I would even run in front of a gun even and let him live. He is the best ever. He's irreplaceable.
Recounting her final moments with her husband, she said he left early that morning and they made dinner preparations, but the meal got cold and he never made it home. 2 weeks after burying her husband, she found out she was pregnant with their 5th child. Already grieving his loss and having to take on his role as a father, she felt like God was punishing her twice because her innocent child will never know his father.
I didn't even know that I was pregnant because we said we don't want any more kids. So I even opted to give my sister-in-law the baby because I know I wouldn't do an abortion. Then within the family made the decision, so okay, support will be there. He's the most jolly baby ever, and I realized that he brought life into our home. He's such a blessing at midst. Like the first month I just look at him and cry all the time. And he's named after his dad. We're not able to call him that name, so we use his middle name until we're able to.
Now she is trying to pick up the pieces and live for her children, but that has not been an easy task because she still feels lost and empty without her husband. Her way of coping is to remember the memories they created with their children as a family. Her youngest daughter still asks, "When is Daddy coming home?" And many times Mary has to take her to the gravesite where she would kiss the tombstone and lay on it and speak with her father. Danian was the only son for his mother, who continues to mourn his loss along with his sister. Mary said that the support from family and friends has made the burden a little bit lighter to carry. 5 men were committed to stand trial at the High Court for the murder.
With that, we've come to the end of tonight's newscast. If you have a news story or a tip, you can contact us on 698-2500 or visit our website www.rdproductiongy.com, Facebook or Instagram Royston Drakes Production for more details on these and other stories. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of News in Depth.